And now, live on the fabulous interweb, PTR Radio. This is PTR Radio with Colin.
When I cut grass, I listen to the Colin Show. I mean, just because when I cut grass, I know what they're saying, but plus I'm not missing that much.
PTR Radio.
And welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. It is another episode, and Colin is back from his bout with cholera. And we are happy to have him back. It just isn't the same when it's just Mike and I.
Yeah, I tried with the commenting on Facebook, but it was not quite the same.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's true. It's not the same. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different.
Yep.
I could have tried calling in, but that actually would be the same as being here in person. And it's possible that you would not be able to understand me.
Okay. You know what? I should have done this before air. Here, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
You guys still hear me? Yeah, son of a bitch. Use the wrong browser again. All right, I'll be back.
All right. So while Mike is back, don't forget you can chat in with the show on the Facebook live that we have, and hopefully that is under the right title. You can also tweet at us at PTR Radio, or you can always go to our website ptrradio.com. There you can sign up to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also download the podcast feed, subscribe to it. That's what we really want you to do so that you never miss a show. We like you listening live, but, you know, it's always a good thing when you can catch us on the go and you don't have to worry about ever missing a show. That's ideally what we want. Subscribe to the podcast so that we can see those views, get those downloads. That's what we want. Don't forget to also review us on iTunes, Stitcher, Android podcasts, whatever. You know, all those good things. We want reviews. Tell us how great we are.
I'm going to put a big reminder up here. Use Chrome for show.
Is that what it was? Because before the show you said, I'm using Firefox. It's the right one.
Yeah, well, no. Firefox is not the right one. I took one too many pucks to the head since the last show. Firefox is the wrong one.
So, yeah. Oh.
Stupid. Stupid. Why can't browsers all just work the same, damn it?
I don't know. I don't know why they can't all work the same. Why can't I stay logged into Facebook every 2 weeks on this other machine that gets all of our posts? And okay, here's another question. Did it not rename the Facebook feed like it was supposed to? So what did we go live with today? Are we live yet again on 2/18?
Am I still sick?
Even though I fixed it.
Yep.
No,
Mars missions, Captain Marvel, anti-vaxxers, checkout closing.
No.
You know.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's because the stream didn't actually start.
No, it was going because I was watching it.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
That's how I checked to see what my audio sounded like.
Now it's not. It's been interrupted by Shaggy.
No, I actually didn't interrupt it. It just decided to quit. Maybe Facebook's having that problem again like they had the other day where they were down and the world stopped and got more productive.
The world did stop. And you know who benefited from that? Twitter.
Yeah.
Reaped the rewards of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp being down.
All right, let's try this again. So we should, hopefully, maybe, possibly, be live with the right crap now.
Ended.
There we go.
Hey.
Live again.
Yeah.
Yes, it appears this is correct.
Okay. It was Facebook's fault. It wasn't my fault. For once, it wasn't because I rewired something wrong. I just want to put that out there right now. I didn't do nothing. I haven't done anything since our last show. So, you know. Well, I did install a Windows update, and that can always screw things up. But not this time.
Yeah.
Man, people were losing their mind when Facebook went down.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, it was crazy.
Let me tell you something. I completed more levels of Angry Birds during that time than I have in the entire past year.
Mm.
What day was this happened?
It's like Was it Thursday?
St. Swithin's Day.
St. Vincent's Day?
St. Swithin's Day. I have no idea.
Okay. Facebook. Uptime,
I think I was just busy
history.
Being at work that day. And
Yeah.
Well, see, here's what stinks about it is, you get businesses like ours that rely on Facebook Messenger to communicate with our customers.
Yeah.
It was down.
March 13th.
In the middle of a conversation with one of our customers, and all of a sudden the conversation just stopped, and she's like sitting there waiting for a reply, and I had to tell her Facebook's been down. So
you know what I love? I love it when customers call and say, "Well, my Facebook page is down. People can't get to my site." Like, well, you shouldn't just host your site on Facebook then.
Well,
maybe you should have an actual web presence, because that's everybody just wants. I've had several customers go, "Well, why do I need a website? People just look on Facebook." Well, sure, go ahead. They said the same thing about MySpace. Look where they are. You can't find Tom anywhere. He didn't leave a forwarding address or nothing.
Everybody was looking for their MySpace passwords, thinking, "No, I can just go back over there." Or Google Plus, everybody's looking for that too.
And it was great because all of the Twitter, all of the tweets that were going on. I'm trying to find it because I actually had a few. There we go. Facebook down hashtag on Twitter goes crazy. And Facebook says it's working to resolve the issue, which is keeping some people from accessing its services. To all those who use Facebook and Instagram, hashtag losers. Let's see here. Facebook with big frowny face problems still this week. So did last week's Facebook down outage affect you with connecting virtually with your clients? If you had a blog, it didn't, which is why you need to build your brand and business with a blog and not social media platforms. I tend to disagree. A blog is not the best way to reach your customers.
Please, God, do not. No, please don't. Don't let this be a week that Kim is listening, because she's been after me to start writing a blog for the business, and I refuse. I just don't see the need for a blog.
What are you going to blog about, Mike? So okay, and back to overlay when we go.
You have no idea how much that makes my day when Mama Blair is the first Facebook message to come up, and I can just think,
well, when it was just me and you last show, we went back to big because we were side by side, so it made sense.
That's true.
Let's see here. There's a bunch of it. There were a bunch of really funny ones. There was an Instagram, Facebook hose learning how to use Twitter for the first time. So I survived the Facebook outage of March 13th. A story of courageousness by Daryl Watson. I had a lot of people that were marked safe during the Facebook down event. Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube dancing at the moment. Here's one. After a thorough investigation, the cause of the Facebook outage has been discovered, and it's a picture of a cat stepping on a keyboard.
Yeah.
But here's just a picture of Zuckerberg. It says, "Scared you today." But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. There were a lot of good ones that were in there. Of course, now they're all like way down the list, and most of them are pictures, people crying, and but Twitter did really well staying up. That's the one thing I do like. Twitter did stay up really well for us.
Well, yeah, because you can still only do 280 characters,
something like that. Yeah. So it worked out well. Hey, we got a new follower on Twitter, by the way. Nikki Constantine followed us on Twitter. Okay. Thank you, Nikki. So actually, our Twitter has been kind of growing rather well. We're getting to the point where we're close to 100 followers on Twitter. And by the way, I just looking on our Twitter, a story developed today, Mike. I don't know if you know this, but legislation was introduced today, and I think we need to. Normally, we don't follow politics. All right, we're normally we stay pretty down the middle, don't we?
Yeah, we try to stay away from it.
We don't pick one side of the aisle or the other. But I think that we can all agree that we can put our weight behind this particular piece of legislation. Now, I'm trying to look for... Let me pull up the link here, because it was fairly late when I saw this. So this is introduced by a Republican in the 108th District of Illinois. But Republican Representative Charles Meyer introduced legislation to make ski the official soda of the state of Illinois. Now, it's already the official soda of PTR Radio.
Yes.
You know.
I'm curious.
Uh-huh.
Is there a precedent for this?
Do any other states have official sodas?
Other than, Georgia, because, Coca-Cola. But
the most popular state...
I don't even know if that's official. But.
The most popular state beverage is milk. I don't know... Dang, a lot of places have state beverages. Virginia has 2, milk and whiskey. Actually, I think they changed it to whiskey. South Carolina changed it from milk to tea.
As far as a brand,
soda. Yeah. Well,
a specific...
I don't know that they have a specific brand. Well, hold on. Nebraska, Kool-Aid. With a K. Kool-Aid brand Kool-Aid. Okay. So, what's crazy is Big Soda is trying to stop this legislation. I have already heard. I have a contact in the Capitol. Colin knows who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked with him. Evidently, the beverage lobby, all right, is already trying to get this legislation knocked down. They're trying to get it thrown in a drawer, Mike. The voice of the people are trying to be oppressed. Right? I think we have to do something. We have to rise up and we have to support this. I think it's our civic obligation.
Well, here's the problem.
Okay.
I can't really help you with that.
Well, you can. You can, as 1/3 of a podcast based out of Illinois. You have a 1/3 proxy vote.
Okay.
Because we have
basically what you're saying is whether I agree or disagree with you guys, I'm outvoted. So.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, remember, the government made corporations people. Okay.
Are we a corporation?
We could be. And if corporations can be people, then almost corporations can be almost people.
So we're like illegal immigrants voting in an election.
That's right. Undocumented, by the way. So we're an undocumented corporate person. Think of it that way. So that means that
we do. We don't buy anything, sell anything, or process anything. We don't buy anything processed, sell anything processed, or process anything bought or sold,
right?
Or processed.
Correct.
I can't figure it out right now. We're just gonna do shit.
Yeah. So what I thought we would do is we would call the office of this representative and tell him that right now, and we would tell him that we are all for this legislation, and so are all of our listeners. Now, Colin knows the chance of actually getting this representative on the phone.
Oh dear Lord.
Is about 0?
I have no idea.
They're in town today.
Yeah, but not now.
But no, I haven't gotten a note saying that they've adjourned for the day. So they technically could be in. So,
Oh boy.
So I thought, now you guys can veto me on this if you want.
You're welcome to call.
I just thought maybe we should say we support his legislation, and that we would also offer that we think that he should add an additional amendment to the legislation to maybe name the state podcast.
I had to go there.
Well, look at it this way. Who else, who better to have their thumb on the pulse of the state than 2 nerds and a guy from New Jersey?
I'm Okay. All right, if that's what you want to do. I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I can't stop you from calling.
You have the phone.
Well, I just thought it would be a good idea. Now, alternatively, we could just email him. But anyway.
You could also try calling, before the next show.
Yeah, we could. I'll tell you, I'll record the call.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll call during normal business hours. I'll record the call, and I'll report back. How about that?
That's a plan.
Okay.
All right. Because that way, Mike, you've got problems with your audio right now, which hopefully that's resolved now. And, we want to make sure it's the best quality. So anyway, but I do think it's an important legislation that deserves a chance. It deserves a chance. Like Michael Douglas said in The American President.
And why not? Your state is going ahead and passing these bills to name official state soda. My state passes a bill to tax rainfall.
Yeah.
Look,
don't worry. We're passing clean air soon. Tax on clean air.
It makes complete and utter sense that the state soda of Illinois is from Tennessee.
But we have a bottling plant in Breeze, Illinois.
Oh, dude, might just make it Coca-Cola then.
Well, but it originated in Illinois.
No.
Yeah. So, all right, I will call them and I will report back on the next one, and we'll see how well we can do about this amendment to get us named as a state podcast.
All right, so I have a question.
Yep.
I know there's been illness.
Yes.
However, I had a request on Friday night from the Glacier.
Oh yes.
Wondering where his crap is.
Box of randomness.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot to send you a reminder, and I really should have sent you a reminder.
Yeah, because it's been many weeks. I probably would have remembered previous show if I hadn't been sick.
So I will. So you and I will figure out a time, and I'll just swing by your house sometime either this week or next week.
I'll get some stuff together and I'll bring it here.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So we will do it before the next show, Mike.
Next show is okay. Good. That gives me time because the next time I know I'm going to see him is April 7th.
Yeah, we're doing this, Mike. We're making it happen.
Which is our annual hockey banquet.
Oh,
so I can embarrass the hell out of him in front of everybody.
All right. Yes.
If I choose to give it to him at the banquet.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Why wouldn't you? That makes perfect sense. Oh, I don't know what is wrong.
There are some guys on the team that are in a band that are actively trying to get me to be their live sound engineer during bar shows, and I have vehemently declined. Flat out told them that you would have to forfeit all earnings for these shows to me for me to do it. Don't want to do it.
So speaking of being sick,
yep,
I wanted to go through a little blurb of a little sequence of what actually happened to me. Okay. So first, I had gone in for a physical, and at the physical, I finally went with the advice of family, and I said, I've been told that I probably have sleep apnea. So the doctor, my doctor, sent me to one of the sleep specialist doctors, and so they all looked at my throat and said, yeah, you probably do. But so I have what's called a high deductible health insurance policy.
Oh, you got to check that box on taxes. So
my deductible is like $3,000, but I also have an HSA. So I go to the sleep doctor. The sleep doctor is like, okay, well, we probably want you to do a home test first, and then if that's positive, then we'll probably want you to come in and do an actual sleep study, or we could just go ahead and get you an auto CPAP machine and go through that way. She said, I said, okay, so how much is the sleep study? And she said, yeah, the sleep studies are about $5,000. And I said, well, at least that would fill up my deductible for the year.
Oh, wow. That's how much it cost them?
If you were to go in and actually sleep in their place.
Yeah, which I did.
$5,000.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I did the...
I paid $35.
Yeah. So I did the home test.
Okay.
Which is hilarious because you have this thing, like a thimble, that goes on your finger.
Uh-huh.
And then you have this thing going in your nose.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the thing on the nose would be the annoying thing. No, it's the thing on the finger. Oh my goodness.
Is it like annoying. A blood oximeter on the finger?
Yeah.
Like a little clippy thing?
Yeah. Yeah. But man, that was annoying. So I turned that in, and so here's the thing. If you are actually diagnosed with sleep apnea, and you're going to be getting a machine, okay? If you get the machine through your insurance company, first off, they're going to want you tested, which is really annoying, because the machines cost about $600, $800, depending on the machine you get. So I'm like, why are you making me go with this $5,000 sleep test? But if you do get it from the insurance company, makes you rent the machine.
Yes.
For a year. And at the end of the year, you own it. But the whole point is they want you to get all of these statistics about the fact that you actually are using the machine. It's called compliance. And you have to keep going back to your sleep doctor with the compliance data to show that you are really using the machine. And if you don't use the machine, then the insurance company will make you give it back.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I did the home sleep study. That said severe apnea. We skipped the actual sleep study thing. I just bought myself an auto CPAP machine, $900. Using my HSA, did not deal with the insurance company whatsoever. Bought it from an online company. All you gotta do is just send them a picture of my prescription. It's great. Highly recommended. Just screw the insurance company. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That machine arrived the Friday before our previous show.
Yes.
I got the flu on Thursday. So I was basically cocked out from the flu and really couldn't use the machine because I was coughing too much and stuff. Okay.
Well, not only that, but you have to sterilize those tubes and everything every once in a while anyway, let alone you don't want to infect them with the hantavirus like you had.
Yeah. Well, it was full-blown flu. So Monday, I did not make the show.
Right.
Okay. But the other thing that happened is that the flu after effects pushed my sleep apnea over the cliff. I did not sleep Monday night. I did not sleep Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm. Did you not sleep Wednesday night and you went insane?
And technically, I really didn't get any sleep Sunday night. I was 3 nights of no sleep.
How close to you to murdering people?
I was at the point where I was, seriously considering how fast do I have to run at that wall to knock myself out.
Last time I went almost 3 nights without sleep involved a trip to Vegas, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and that was all in a good way. 54 hours. That's the longest I've gone.
So,
and I was working. So,
I think I went 57, but.
So on Wednesday, I spent most of the day on the phone. Finally got a hold of the sleep doctor because she was actually off site. And they gave me a slightly different pressure setting for the machine. And I was able to sleep that night. So Thursday, I was actually finally able to get back to work. But and the machine's been fine since then. Mm-hmm. And I've adapted quite well to using that machine. But there was several days there where I was clinically insane.
Well, you haven't developed CPAP nose yet.
I had a little bit. It went back down again.
My dad routinely has a sore right on his nose.
Oh, I don't. I do not go. My stuff does not go over my nose. It all is here.
Oh yeah, no. His is like Darth Vader mask.
No, I have like it's called Philips Dreamwear, and it can either be just under the nose or a face mask thing too. But the hose attaches back here.
Yeah.
This freaking guy
sends us a picture of a goddamn chair he got. Doesn't have a picture of his
CPAP
uber
machine.
fancy CPAP machine.
I thought you were going to say we have really plumbed the depths of every bit of conversation. We're talking about the difference in CPAP masks. But
if you wanted to see a picture of it, I would have given you a picture. But I figured just talking about it was the edge of. The only reason it's interesting is my 3 days of no sleep. That was maddening.
Okay, so I want to get to an article here because now this might be a little bit difficult to do family style because Mike, it's you and Kim, so it's just you two. Colin, it's primarily just you. All right. We used to have kids in the house, so this is somewhat relatable for me, but it's been a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some of the numbers around a little bit and put this down into terms that we can all understand, okay? So, Mike, for you, your budget is $360. Just keep that in mind. Colin, for you, your budget is $180.
Okay.
Okay? So you get half as much because it's just one. All right, so... The article comes to us from Yahoo by way of Pure Wow. I don't know. It's just another news source. Stay-at-home mom, family of 5, spent $920 on food in 1 week. All right. So this article details day by day, by place, almost hour by hour, how she spent $920 in 1 week on food. Now, I will say it isn't just pure food. There was, it also included was her monthly trip to Costco for the things like, paper towels, toilet paper, dishwasher detergent, garbage bags, etc. Okay? But let me.
I want to point out that the Costco trip also includes wine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So here is Saturday. Okay. So this gets to go Saturday through Sunday. So Saturday, 9 a.m. Grocery store trip. Essentials at Mariano's. Now this is a Chicago woman, so we may or may not know some of these grocery stores. All right. Grocery chain owned by Kroger. We know those guys. She buys her pantry items and kids' snacks there because she finds it to be cheaper than Whole Foods. That doesn't take a whole lot to be cheaper than Whole Foods. So here we go. Actual Oreo cookies, goldfish cereal, pancakes, cooking oil, fruit squeeze pouches, and pasta racked up $108. All right. 10 a.m. Same day. Then it's a trip to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, not known for being really cheap, unless you're talking about $2 Chuck wine. There, it's time to stock up the freezer, which I have never known their freezer section to be inexpensive. So fried rice, sweet potato and gnocchi, cauliflower mash, frozen wild shrimp, little ice cream cones, and pre-made salads and fruit blends for smoothies. Next up, Whole Foods. She's doing a lot of shopping on Saturday. But that's okay. It's a weekend. It's when you do it, even though she doesn't have a job. Next up, Whole Foods, where they do the bulk of their grocery shopping. Whole Foods. Even though owned by Amazon, still not the cheapest place in the world to shop. All right.
Kim Jong-un might be a dictator.
All right. This is where they buy their meat, their fish, their produce. In addition to things you can only find there, almond milk creamer, specialty coffee, gluten-free pasta, and fancy cheeses. They're $235.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Well, pasta at Mariano's.
Yeah, but now this is gluten-free.
I had to buy gluten-free pasta as well.
Yes.
I'm wondering why.
I get the feeling that this mother cooks 2 meals.
Okay. Well, okay. So,
all right. Then almost done shopping. So time to splurge on a smoothie. So $5 for that. Then a quick pit stop at McDonald's, and then it's time to go to Costco.
Fed 3 kids and 2 adults at McDonald's for $12.
All right, I can barely feed myself for $12 if it's a meaningful meal. All right, you get an upsized double quarter pounder meal. All right, that's like $10.
Him and I went for breakfast the other morning. We each got a combo meal.
$12.
She got an egg McMuffin. I got a sausage McMuffin with cheese, hash browns, and orange juice for the 2 of us. It was more than $12.
Oh yeah.
So,
all right. I don't.
That's probably just me.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say so because I turned you up, so it's impossible for me to turn you up and you go down. All right. So next up for this mom, Costco trip: paper towels, dishwasher, detergent, garbage bags, large snacks that her 3 boys eat very quickly. Cheez-Its, naked juice smoothies, nuts, frozen pizza, and wine for her. All right, $250 there.
Do we have an age for the kids?
No. Hold on. I do have ages. Hold on. It is 7, 3, and 2.
7, 3, and 2.
Yeah, it's not like they're teenagers. Wait till they become teenagers. Her weekly grocery bill is going to be like $4,000 if she thinks they eat quickly now. Next up. It's a weekend, so they took the kids out for wood-fired pizza that she would classify as casual dining. So $64 there. Then Sunday, kids eat bagels and breakfast for breakfast. So she has to get those at the local bagel shop. Now, she bought a dozen bagels and two muffins for $21.
3 muffins.
No, it says they each.
Still a lot, though.
Yeah. Still a lot. $21 for a dozen bagels? That seems like it's expensive.
But
now,
here,
yeah.
I was going to say, then now it's like downhill.
Yeah.
Because,
well, she bought all the groceries ahead of time. Better be.
Well, yeah, because, all right, so from that point on, she doesn't spend another dime until Thursday, and that's because she had a girls' night out.
Yeah. She bought herself wine. Why does she need a girls' night? The drinks aren't too pricey, but I also had to pay a sitter because my husband was away. $20. That's a really cheap sitter in Chicago. Because how much?
I don't think the $20 includes the sitter.
Well, see, okay, maybe it does. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so 6 p.m. on Friday, husband is home, but we grabbed takeout for dinner from a local place that serves American food, burger, salad, etc. We definitely don't splurge like this often. $78. Why didn't you just go back to McDonald's? You could have gotten it for $12. You say in here you don't like the options in your area. Go to McDonald's and save yourself, $64.
So here,
she probably didn't take a consumer ed course. She's probably an art major.
Yeah. No, she's probably got her master's in history, like my ex.
So here's the thing. So it says $960?
$920.
$920.
Yeah.
So just as a comparison, for that family to go to Disney World,
okay,
and get the Disney dining plan, quick service dining plan for the full week, would be 1,234.38. So $1,234.
So for $300 more, basically,
you could have just gone to Disney World.
So what kills me is work this out for a month. It's $3,600 for a month of food.
I will say she
works out to like $48,000 a year.
But I think she's a really good budget shopper, because for someone who buys most of her groceries from Whole Foods, the fact that she's not spending $1 million a week on food is amazing.
I mean, but see, here's the thing I don't understand. Okay, so she's buying like pasta at the grocery store. Why? A lot of this stuff, I'm questioning why she didn't buy it at Costco.
Well, and the thing is, okay,
I'm not saying like cooking oil. Buy that at Costco. Cereal, buy it at Costco. Pancake mix, buy it at Goldfish. Yeah,
Oreos, maybe not.
If you're going through that many in a week, the Costco stuff will last until it's gone. It's not like it's going to go bad before you eat it all.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So, and then Whole Foods for meat, fish, and produce. Okay, produce maybe. Because I always forget. Produce is like fresh vegetables and stuff. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But meat and fish? Costco!
It's the same stuff. And do they not own a freezer? Buy it in the big things in Costco. Separate it, and they could buy a chest freezer.
For what? Yeah. Okay. For what? Exactly.
Okay, so that brings us back down to the numbers. Okay, so Colin, could you now hold on? I'm gonna throw a twist in here. Okay. So, like I said, this woman's in Chicago, and somebody told me today because I said this is ridiculous, and they said, well, the cost of living's higher in Chicago. Everything costs more. So I said, okay, fine. Let's make this stupid simple. Let's say it costs twice as much to buy groceries in Chicago. So, Colin, that $180 that I gave you for a week, it's now $90.
Okay,
so $90 for the week. Can you get 3 meals a day for 7 days?
Yeah.
And all your paper products.
What paper products?
Paper towels, toilet paper, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Without any problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even have a couple bucks left over.
Because in my family, we have this secret weapon called Aldi.
Yeah. So, because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, Mike, you and I, that $360, at least for me, for here, I don't know about the cost of living in New Jersey. All right. Cost of living here, for me, it would be $180. Could the wife and I, I'm sorry for your mother. Can my wife and I survive on $180, a week for all that stuff? Yes, we definitely could. We definitely could.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, how about you? Could you do it on 360? Could you do it on 180?
180 may be tight here in Jersey for the two of us. Could it be done? Yes. But it would have to be like an average type thing.
Yeah.
Because, like when we buy chicken, like chicken breasts, for just the two of us, we'll buy 2 packs at a time and freeze it.
Right, yeah.
Because it'll be on sale, right? We got a quarter, or we got basically half a side of beef in bulk with the chest freezer.
Right.
So we haven't bought beef all year when we went grocery shopping because we did it all at once.
Right.
So we probably wouldn't spend $360 a week, when you average it out. $180 a week, yeah, I would say maybe. It's probably average, and that's including a little bit of a splurge here and there. Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm gonna put this picture up for everybody to see, and tell me if you, because I read this article first, and then I scrolled back up, and I said, I see a problem with this article right away. So, Mike, tell me if you spot the problem with the article. It is definitely a visual thing. So you got mom making crostinis or whatever on the baking tray. One daughter's eating bread. And then you got a baby playing with a knife.
Yeah, sure. It certainly looks like a knife.
Right next to him.
I was going to say, it looks... Is it...
It's probably not a knife, but boy, it sure looks like it.
That cannot be a knife. That is way too thick to be a knife.
But
I don't know what the heck it is. Honestly, that may be a spoon that she stirred and doled out whatever was in that bowl.
It is the shallowest spoon I've seen.
Well, not if the baby's holding that head of the spoon in his hand.
I know, but Yep.
I don't want no baby with a diaper up where I'm preparing food
on your countertop. I know.
Anybody who sees this article and recognizes her is not going to want to eat at their house anymore.
Definitely not at the island. No.
Oh.
No, this belongs in like /trashy Reddit along with the people that change diapers on restaurant tables.
There's a damn high chair right behind you. Why is the kid not in the high chair?
So I just thought I would show you that because it just made me laugh.
That does bother me, but see, but the fact that she spent almost as much at Whole Foods as she did at Costco, that tells me there's something wrong here.
Yeah, and all the comments are like, is this woman crazy? Obviously, she never learned how to budget. Who really needs almond milk creamer? $64 for pizza.
See, well, things like that, okay? Almond milk creamer, okay. That may be a luxury. I know Kim, sometimes she likes her special creamer, her international whatever, or coffee mate, whatever for her. Right? Specialty coffee, I don't, that could be $20 a bag depending on what she's buying. I mean, this is Whole Foods we're talking about here. Fancy cheeses, what? Because they don't sell that at Costco?
What, your brie and your your
Gruyere?
Yeah, and
to give that nice nutty flavor to your crostinis? No.
Yeah.
I figured out that I could subsist on $46.78 a month,
a week.
That's one Sam's Club rotisserie chicken a day.
Because you love those. I know you love those.
And a 6-pound can of green beans. One per every other day.
You're going the same route as my hot dogs for a month plan. Here, I'm going to make it cheap because I'm just going to eat the same thing all the time.
Yeah, Mama Blair. I agree with Mama Blair.
Yeah, exactly. She would probably go with Blue Buffalo or Fresh. Whatever Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I will openly admit that we probably spend as much on dog and cat food as we do on our own food.
Oh, between dog and cat food and cat litter and, all the other stuff. Hell, if you take and you just spread out your animals' vet and hair care visits over a year and then average the bills monthly.
No. I have asked him that question about how much do you think we spend a month on pet food? Don't want to know.
Yeah.
I do not want to go down that tunnel. No.
It just leads to sharp things and risks.
No, it leads to me in direct message in Paris Jackson being like, "Hey, listen, I got questions." Too soon?
Yeah. All right. Speaking of celebrities that are going off the deep end, Mike, you sent in one that I don't know that any of us saw coming. We thought that she went from not to hot, and
she went from making memories from not to hot to having her daughter getting her daughter booked on Dancing with the Stars Juniors to crack.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. They had a follow-up video of this. For those who don't know, we're talking about Mama June from Honey Boo Boo. And she was arrested with her boyfriend with possession of crack cocaine and drug paraphernalia. We don't. The family is blaming the boyfriend hardcore about this, saying that he is a bad influence, and he looks like he's the stable pillar of society in this photo that they posted up.
Yeah.
But then you see right after she got released. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah. She got released from prison. Now, if you go back to that article and scroll down, and there should be like a Mama June link at the bottom.
Let's see here.
Like the tag, like you should be able to pull up the list of all the articles they've posted about her. And the most recent one, they show a video of her. Somebody got her after she was released from jail. They went to a casino.
No, I see.
And they're sitting at the slot machines. And I'll be damned if she ain't on crack at that point or on something. Because the way she's looking, I mean, I have seen. There it is.
Yeah.
Like, I know she doesn't see too well, so I could understand her leaning in to try and see the slots. But if you watch that video, there is something wrong with her. She is under the influence of something.
Oh, for sure.
And the best part about that video is there's a black lady sitting next to her who's just standing there watching her.
Here, we'll
the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
just watching her screen. Like, I have no idea who that is. I know that if I was at a slot machine and somebody was sitting there that I didn't know watching my machine, I would be a little freaked out. I'd get up and leave. But
yeah,
she's like,
and the boyfriend's not playing anything. He's just sitting there watching her.
And the only thing that I can think about that is, I have actually had that look because I have sat down at machines that it's like play all lines and there's 172 lines and you're relying on the machine to tell you whether or not you won because there's so many damn different lines and combinations and all that. You don't know what the hell's going on. You're just spinning and waiting for it to ding. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Now, Mike, did you listen to the post-arrest audio when she was trying to get her car out of impound?
I did, and holy cow.
Is there anything good there that we need to listen to, or?
Let's not, because it seems like there are a lot of people going on copyright strikes.
Okay.
Like to the point where I've seen a lot of reaction videos where people are saying that they almost got sued now. Like, people are going past the copyright strikes and going for lawsuits.
And
I don't want no TMZ coming after us.
No.
Because, Harvey is a lawyer.
We don't need TMZ. No.
We love TMZ. We don't want to piss them off.
God, yes. I mean, we use them as our remote reporters for celebrity death pools. So.
Yeah, nobody saw this coming.
No.
And you
nobody
never
saw
thought
this coming, and everybody saw it coming.
Well, I suspected alcohol. I never suspected crack. I'm going to be completely honest here. I never expected.
That's what I mean.
I either expected her to get fat again, or to turn to booze or something. I didn't expect hardcore drugs.
What I mean is, not saying we all saw the crack coming, but the failure is something that we all expected.
The inevitable meltdown.
Yes.
Yeah. My wife and I had this conversation the other day. Americans love a car wreck. We're infatuated with car wrecks, be they actually on the road or, celebrity car wrecks. Because we were talking about the college scandal, and how Lori Loughlin is on every front page. And, you can't, everywhere you look, it is, Hallmark Channel fires star, and I mean, you can't escape it. You cannot escape it. And she is front and center, even though now supposedly there's hundreds of people. The guy who was taking tests or orchestrating test cheating or test tampering said he has over 750 names.
Yep.
He's looking for a plea bargain. That's what he's looking for. He's willing to throw gasoline on the bridge and burn it as hardcore as he can in order to not go to jail. And I mean, who knows? Lori Loughlin is probably just the tip of the iceberg of who we're going to see involved here. And boy, her daughter is not doing her any help at all. If you read any of the stuff or follow any of that stuff online, I guess Loughlin lost it at one point because both of her daughters have now dropped out of college. They've left the college that they were enrolled in, and she goes, "Well, what the heck did I spend all that money for then if you're just going to throw it all away?"
Well, the one daughter never wanted to go in the first place.
Yeah, she was too busy. She was too busy hawking beauty ads and Walmart and everything and Wayfair.
Look, Kim and I were talking about this, and on the day that this broke, somebody asked Mike Rowe what he thought about all of this.
Oh, goodness.
And he put up a whole big post which basically said, this is why the Mike Rowe Works Foundation exists.
Yeah.
For kids like this that don't want to go to college but want to do something
I don't think
productive with their...
I don't think a lot of these kids actually wanted to do anything. I think they just wanted to be rich kids. I would tend to guess, I don't know this for sure, but I would tend to guess that most of these are rich, entitled kids who have been rich, entitled kids and who want to continue to be rich, entitled kids and not have any cares or responsibilities.
I know that William H. Macy's daughter, an interview has surfaced, and interviews from the past are coming out back to haunt all of these people.
Yeah.
He said at one point that he absolutely would help his daughter if she wanted to get into Hollywood. He absolutely would. He said nepotism runs rampant in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So he absolutely would do whatever he could to help her get a leg up. He didn't go so far as to say to help her succeed.
Yeah.
He basically said, I would use my name to get her foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then it's up to her.
Well, yeah. And,
right?
And I think you can put that towards just about anything, is that sometimes it is so difficult to get your foot in the door that you have to call in a favor or you have to do, whatever it takes. And what happened here, now I'm not going to say all of it happens everywhere, but definitely some of it happens everywhere. I mean, how do you think names get put on buildings at college campuses? I mean, that's just how it happens.
Original. That is the original. That is the Thornton Mellon method of college admissions, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it was always. And
if that would have been all that this was, nobody would be talking about it because everybody would say, well, that's happened forever.
Yes. But this took things to an incredible extreme.
Yeah, I mean,
by listing them as a recruit for the the rowing team when neither one of them have touched an oar in their life.
Yes, or
photoshopping their faces onto athletes' pictures,
or falsifying or changing SAT and ACT scores.
Yeah, there's different levels of some of these things. Some of these things, I'm like, getting on a sports team means that you're actively filling a slot that someone who really deserved it.
Well, see, I don't think that they actually got onto these sports teams on these colleges. I think they were just used to bolster their resumes during the application process.
They were listed as recruits.
Well, they were listed as recruits on their application to apply for the college.
So they actually had to be on the team for at least a semester.
Okay. I guess I missed that part.
Yeah. Now, I think the one with one of the two actresses, I think the one they actually got was like extended time to take the ACT. So that one is like that's
right.
That's less to me. It's like that one's like okay, your daughter's a bit slow, but at least they had to go through and actually answer the question.
Well, but they actually, this guy who was the starter for all this said he would actually work with proctors of the test who would either have someone else take the test for them, professional test takers take the test for them, or he would go in and change answers to be correct once it was submitted. And that's how some of these kids didn't know, which I don't 100%, I bet some of them did know, but especially the ones like the sports team stuff, they could not have known. But, some of these kids didn't know that they didn't belong in the schools that they made it into.
Well, okay. So even the sports team, they may not have known how they got in. I'm willing to give the kids benefit of the doubt here.
Right.
If the parents shielded them enough, then the parents basically just said, hey, guess what? You got in. Doesn't make it right, but what I'm saying is, I don't think in all of these cases you can really put the blame on the kids.
No.
That being said, the fact that the girls dropped out of USC afterwards, and they claim it's because they were being bullied about this. No, you should have just come out and said, I'm dropping out because I didn't earn this.
Well, one of them knew she didn't belong there because she was too busy. She even said she never went to school.
Yeah, that's the Lori Loughlin.
Yeah,
the Lori Loughlin side of it is, I think, to me, worse than the Felicity Huffman side. I think the Felicity Huffman side, that's the one where I think she just paid to have more time to take the test, if I remember correctly, but it's been a while since.
Yeah, more time and possibly to get things corrected, like Shaggy said.
Right. I didn't see the corrected one on that one. I just saw the more time. But like I said, it's been a while since I read that. But it's the Loughlin side. That's the one that has the daughter who said that she really didn't want to go to school in the first place, and all that.
Yeah,
I think she did a lot more hickey stuff that the daughter obviously had to know about. So,
yeah,
neither side is great. Just saying,
no, definitely not. And like I said,
there's going to be more that
comes out. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more that comes out. I think. I don't think we're done with this story. I think it's going to continue to evolve.
Yeah,
as they find more and more things out.
There are celebrities that are coming forward saying, "Yeah, I use that guy."
Yeah,
to get my kids into school, and I guess they're trying to get ahead of it, basically pleading ignorance that, okay, he said I can guarantee your kids will get in if they work with me, and they paid him money and they had no idea what was going on. I think that's where their head's at.
Yeah,
because apparently he was also a legitimate coach for taking ACTs.
Yeah. He actually pitched a reality show about this very thing several years ago, and that tape has surfaced. Mm. So I just don't understand, man. And then you get Sherry Shepherd, who I don't like the fact that they're trying to change this narrative. She is saying that this is the epitome of white privilege because no black parents would ever do this.
I'm not until you know the whole list, you can't say that. And it's just human nature. No matter who you are, no matter what race you are, no matter anything, you have an idea of what your kid should do, and you work towards that goal, regardless of what they want to do. I mean, you try and push them in a certain direction, and sometimes you're misguided in that move. And that's just a human trait. That is not a white trait or a black trait or a purple trait. That is a human trait. I mean,
yes.
The thing is, or this is the real stupidity of this, is that it's really easy for a rich person to get their kids into college. You legally bribe the college.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Oh, the college wants to remodel one of their labs to have new state-of-the-art equipment. Okay, I'll put my name on it, and then my daughter goes to that school. That is totally legal. It happens all the time, and that's what makes this so stupid.
Yeah, and just the way that she said. I mean, you can say that there's a sense of entitlement in white culture. You could say that if you wanted to.
Well, here's what I'm waiting on.
But what she actually said was, she said, and there's a quote, "It just trips me out how white privilege, ... white people had a good run, but I think it's over." I'm not coming at it from a racial standpoint, but you can't say any race of people had a good run, but I think it's over. I mean, that's just
because some crazy rich people decided to be stupid.
I think a crazy white person in Germany said that one time.
Here's what I'm waiting on. I am waiting on somebody.
Yes, I went to
come. I want to know how Malia Obama got into college. Because you're going to tell me, I'm just asking this. You're going to tell me that her being Barack Obama's daughter isn't prestige for a college?
Yeah.
To have her go there? So, I'm not saying she didn't earn it. I'm not saying she wasn't smart. I'm not saying that her test scores or she cheated or what have you. But there is a privilege that comes along with being Barack Obama's daughter.
Yeah.
He could have walked into any college in the country and said, "I want to go here," and they would have said gladly. No application needed. You're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of the point.
So Right.
As part of the point of what they're saying is that's why this whole thing was so stupid. Because you could have just gone off of the, hey, I'm Felicity Huffman. Here's my husband, William H. Macy. We have Academy Awards. How do we get my daughter into your school legally? And they would have said, oh, okay. Or,
hey, I'm the queen of Hallmark, and this is my husband, a clothes designer, and we're worth $120 million together.
Uh-huh.
You know, what do you need?
This is exactly like Kraft, you know, the guy who owns the Patriots.
Oh,
getting caught
with a prostitute,
in a seedy massage
in a rub and tug place.
It's like, what were you doing there? It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Don't you?
We may have touched on this last week, but or last show, but yeah, I'm glad. I bet Cardi B's glad she performed at his pre-Super Bowl party. Huh?
I mean, yeah, you're a rich guy. You have people for that, okay? You have people who can go and get it and bring it to you. You don't have to be involved in any part of the transaction.
You probably don't even have to pay for it.
Have you seen the guy?
You
might
just
have to.
Well, you got these groupies, these fans. I'm not saying that you're going to get like high class 5-star diamond, but
tickets.
Yeah, groupies. You can just walk out in front of the stadium. They'll be like, hey, you want some tickets next game?
It'd be like, hey, you want in my private box? I want in your private box. Let's work something out. That's the way that it works.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
By the way, I got to go back for a second, real quick, just to cover something. Barack Obama went to Harvard.
Yes.
Michelle Obama went to Harvard.
Right.
That means that regardless, their daughters can get into Harvard, even if he had never become famous or president.
Because traditionally, alumni
get in.
Yeah, traditionally.
Well, and that's another thing that somebody said, that the system is all broken. That legacies are another way that just it means that some student that outperformed these legacies academically is not getting in.
Well, but look at it this way.
So it's a different form of privilege there.
According to at least December 2018 news, Sasha Obama is considering either Yale or University of Michigan. So not Harvard. So, and there's hints that it may be Michigan.
Now, a lot of that depends on what she wants to study.
Yeah.
Art history.
Now, a lot of schools, like I think it was, we were talking USC, is that the school that was involved in the actual scandal?
Yeah.
USC is a public university, which is why all this is. I mean, we're talking Harvard. Harvard is not a public university. It's basically paid for by alumni. So it makes sense for legacies to happen at Harvard. USC is a public university. That's a different ballgame.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but it's a different ballgame. It's the same league. Okay? Because, I mean, trust me, nepotism will still work there.
Yes, but it shouldn't. Nepotism should not matter so much at a public university.
It shouldn't, but tell that to the geek who got turned down, but the football player who got a full ride scholarship.
Oh, yeah, that's a different topic altogether. That's a different show. We can spend an entire show on that.
So, all right. Let's move it right along. Just because, yes, we could spend lots and lots of time.
Yeah, then we start talking about the female soccer teams wanting to be paid.
Mike, we can't show this because of what you brought up earlier, but we will post a link to a fan. Would this be considered a fan fiction trailer? Your Bel Air.
So here's what happened. A guy who has a small production company in his downtime from his actual paying shoots filmed a trailer for a fictional movie, a movie that is not being made yet.
A drama.
Where about a young man from Philadelphia, born and raised, got into one little fight. His mom sent him to the other side of the country to live with his Uncle Phil.
Now,
Bel Air.
I don't know if you want to call it little. I mean, there was a gun in his backpack.
Well,
going by the...
Yeah.
This basically is if Boys in the Hood told the story of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, this thing, wow. Dark, but looks so good. Oh, my God. If Netflix doesn't make this, I will be so angry.
It does look like it could be. You know what? He could actually make this, and I bet he could make his money back on just YouTube views. Make it for YouTube Red. There you go. YouTube Red. You don't know what to make. All your stuff is crap. Make this.
This thing's got over 3 million views. And no, YouTube Red, listen, they're going to just ride Cobra Kai until it dies.
I don't doubt that.
They even got Martin Cove back for season 2 to help Johnny along. I mean, but man, when I saw this and I saw somebody post it up on Facebook later on, like, oh my God, this looks awesome. And I was like, I had to temper it. I'm like, listen, this is fan made. It's one of the best fan made trailers I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, if this doesn't get made, then this is very disappointing.
Sorry.
I'm waiting for Will Smith to actually comment on this.
Apparently he has seen it.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, I just read something said that he has seen it. There's not been any commentary on it, but
I was a bit disappointed because I didn't see Jeffrey in it. And I like Jeffrey. I thought he was very good.
I haven't seen it yet. Does it have 2 different versions of the ant?
Oh, it should. It should. There should just be somebody that changes out midway through.
Now, related subject, which we should probably discuss since
okay,
Mike and I, Mike did, and then I accidentally reposted the exact same story.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that they're...
there you go. There you go.
There is a Time Bandits TV series in the works.
Yes.
I don't like this.
It's going to be 100% dependent on who they cast.
Yes.
Because I don't know. It's
Look, I'll say it. I will say it. If the Time Bandits aren't little people, then this is not going to work.
Yes, we need the vertically challenged.
That was a major part of the appeal of that movie. And they were all great actors. Well, most of them were great actors. You need a crew of little people to play the Time Bandits themselves. You need a kid with bad teeth to play the kid.
John Cleese is still alive. He could still play. At least make a cameo.
Instead of Sean Connery, maybe we can get Patrick Stewart.
Is Shelley Duvall still alive? I think she is. Yes.
Do you know
she's still alive?
Do you know the story of how Sean Connery got in that movie?
I do not.
So apparently, the script said the script was written for Sean Connery. The script basically said a Sean Connery type. They did not have any hope whatsoever in actually getting Sean Connery.
Okay.
But the script ended up in Sean Connery's hands, and he insisted on doing it. And so they're like, okay.
I don't remember this, so either I wasn't terribly impressed with it, or I didn't watch it. I don't remember which one.
What, Time Bandits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't remember it.
It is one of the quintessential movies.
Well, you have to remember, in my house was
do not make excuses.
Were there topless women in this movie?
No.
Okay, then it wasn't on a regular rotation at my house. All right, we were more of a hot dog and a Porky's house at this particular time.
It's like when people try to explain to me why they've never seen Star Wars. I'm just like, what?
There is a guy at work that's never watched Star Wars.
Yeah, you're going, how do you function in society?
I said,
without such a touchstone thing that everybody knows.
Well, because they know the references. So
I am on a mission.
I will find it and I will watch it. I will find it. I'm sure it's somewhere.
It's not on Netflix. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's already around.
I'm sure it is too.
On Prime Video.
So, released in November 6, 1981, it was. I was 4.
Yeah. See? Even Mama Blair. See?
How about
This is not some janky thing called Noises Off. This is Time Bandits.
I'm sorry. Like I said, my house had different
I can't believe
things.
I can't believe that even as you got older that this never appealed to you.
You know what? It's box art. Box art makes every decision for you. If the box art is great, you're going to watch the movie.
the box art of Time Bandits is amazing.
It is along the lines of like Monty Python type box art. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have to say, if you are a fan of Monty Python movies, then you would be all over this.
Which I wasn't a fan of Monty Python. I was never a fan of Monty Python.
I can't necessarily disagree with you there.
You know, I
can, but that's okay.
I was on a 48-hour
Colin,
bus trip.
I knew you were gonna.
I was on a 48-hour bus trip, and they had all these options, and they're like, okay, well, we can watch PG and G movies because it was a kids bus trip, and they're like, well, let's watch Monty Python, Holy Grail. Okay, I'll listen to my CD player, thanks. Because I just wasn't interested. It wasn't. Now I love some other British stuff. I just couldn't get into that. I just couldn't do it. For some reason, it just, nope. It doesn't appeal to me. So.
Of course, there are naked women in Monty Python, so kind of.
Not the same. It's not the same. You have to remember also at that time, I had, I was more into not naked, but I was into like, what the hell was his name? Benny Hill.
Okay.
Because those were
Benny Hill is kind of along the same vein here. So
he had less talking though. That's the thing. He did.
Yeah. So
true.
Yeah.
At the same time, when I posted this, it was because I read an article that said that the movie Snowpiercer has been ordered to series. I forget where.
Right, which is why I missed it. Yes.
Yeah. So the movie was pretty comprehensive on that one. I mean,
but this is not a continuation. It's a
prequel. I hope.
No, it is a different production with the same story.
So are they going to take like an episode per car, or what's going to happen? Because I don't understand how you can take that.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to expand on the voyage of the train around the world. So it will be less about getting to the front of the train and more about where the train going through the world.
Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with Snowpiercer, it's one of those apocalypse movies where we tried to cool the Earth down. We went too far. Now it's an Arctic freeze everywhere. And the only refuge for humanity is on this train, which is constantly going around the globe. You have a class system basically set up in this train. And the movie is told from the point of view of people at the very back of the train who are trying to get to the front of the train. And they're battling their way through the different levels of class, and there's this fight between the downtrodden and the hierarchy, and that's what you get throughout the movie. It's a Chris Evans movie. It's a little bit different of a Chris Evans movie. This is definitely not a Captain America Chris Evans.
Oh no, this is dark as hell.
Yeah, this is probably the darkest.
Absolutely dark as hell.
Yeah, this is definitely a dark Chris Evans, so don't let your kids watch this movie. All right? Definitely not a kid movie. But it's an interesting concept, interesting movie. I watched it because I do this thing where I find these actors and then I try and watch their catalogs. And that's So it was a good movie, but just not for kids.
So the TV series is set 7 years after the train starts. The movie was set 17 years after the train started.
Yeah, so one of the things I think I'm going to actually do is I'm going to start going through the Harold Ramis collection. I think I'm going to go through his catalog of movies. Rather than following an actor, I'm going to follow a director.
Uh-huh.
The director-producer, and I'm going to go through and watch all of his, because as I realized it, more and more of the movies that I like were his movies.
Yeah.
So, and I think he was able to bring some of the best out of actors. And I like the actors that he worked with. He just had, he had a way that he was able to get people to come out and do the best that they could do. Now, this does mean that I have to watch the latest iteration of Ghostbusters. But
why?
Sometimes because he produced it. Yeah. But that's what you have to do sometimes for your art.
I mean, technically, he may have been listed as a producer, but he was dead before they actually shot it.
So, but it does mean that I'm going to have to watch some things that I haven't watched before. So, analyze that, analyze this, Year One, Multiplicity, Knocked Up, The Ice Harvest, Club Paradise, Stuart Saves His Family. All these I'm going to have to watch. Walk Hard,
4 episodes of The Office.
We Are One, I'm with Lucy, Stork Day.
So what's the rule you're going with? Directed and starring, or what's the?
I think I'm going to go with any form, whether he was an actor or whether he was a producer or whether he was a director. So I think it's going to be a very comprehensive list.
Yep.
I'm going to watch a lot of movies.
Yes, and some of them are definitely some of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like Stripes.
Yeah, so you get to, which, by the way, Stripes, there are like 20 minutes of extended footage. My wife hated. So yeah. But that's what you got to do sometimes. All right,
but to go back to your original. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Back to your original thought. At least the 20 minutes of extra Stripes footage includes much more naked people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was watching, when you watch it on cable or network TV, when you watch a movie that you've seen before. I'm finding now I get excited when I find out that it's the extended version that they're playing and you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Example, this past weekend, I got sucked into X-Men Days of Future Past. And apparently it was the Rogue cut.
Oh.
Because Rogue was in this one.
Huh.
Don't remember Rogue being in the one that I saw the first time. Or scenes were cut from what I was told.
See, what started all this for me was Armed and Dangerous. The movie Armed and Dangerous. I didn't know that was a Harold Ramis movie. I'm like, oh, no wonder I like it.
Okay, so what lists? What were the movies? Go through the movies real quick.
Okay, so Animal House, Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, Heavy Metal.
They're not that quick. Not that quick.
Animal House, Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, Heavy Metal, National Lampoon's Vacation, Ghostbusters, Back to School, Club Paradise, Armed and Dangerous, Baby Boom, Caddyshack 2, Stealing Home, Ghostbusters 2, Rover Dangerfield, which is a cartoon, Groundhog Day, Airheads, Love Affair, Stuart Saves His Family, Multiplicity, As Good as It Gets, Analyze This, High Fidelity, Bedazzled, Orange County, I'm with Lucy, Analyze That, Stork Day, The Ice Harvest, The Last Kiss, Knocked Up, Walk Hard, The Dewey Cox Story, Year One, We Are One, and then there's going to be more.
Skip Year One.
I may speed watch it, but I don't know that I can skip it if I want to be true to my mission.
There are some on there that were painful.
I'll
leave it at that.
I agree. Year One is on Crackle for free. That shows you how bad it is if it's on Crackle.
Yeah, if you get into the writer, the stuff he's written on, you got a lot more stuff.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, stuff like Back to School.
Oh, yeah.
Rover Dangerfield.
Yep, said that.
House.
Let's talk one more story here. Mike, speaking of movies, you had a announcement from Netflix that you wanted to cover.
Yeah. So this is a TV show. Netflix did 3 seasons of a reboot of One Day at a Time. And it was a Cuban family in this reboot. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Found out Netflix put out a statement on their Facebook page and on Twitter that they decided not to renew One Day at a Time.
Mm-hmm.
And basically flat out said it's because it wasn't viewed as much as we had hoped. The viewership was low.
Poor ratings, basically.
Now, the fact that they put this out, the comments are the most amazing part of this.
Right.
Because everyone's suddenly started bashing Netflix for canceling the Marvel shows.
Yeah, which they did. They canceled, did they cancel Luke Cage?
They canceled all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of forced to by Disney anyway, so.
Well, and that's the point, is that Disney made it unrealistic for Netflix to keep these shows in light of Disney's streaming service being launched. I think they have 1 season of Jessica Jones that has already been shot that is going to be released. Might already have been released, I'm not sure. But the fact that, one, folks didn't realize that, Disney had more of a hand in the Marvel shows getting canceled. But 2, the fact that people were turning this into a racial thing.
Yeah.
Look, if y'all aren't watching the show, it's gonna get canceled. That's plain and simple. And as much as I like the show, I am not surprised it got canceled. A lot of Netflix shows have been getting canceled lately. But it is a little strange that Netflix put out this statement and never did that for any of the other shows that have been canceled, aside from the Marvel ones.
Yeah, so there's some reported TV shows that are going to be coming out with Disney Plus, So here are some of the TV shows that they say they're going to be launching with their streaming service. So and they've got 3 categories: Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, and Disney. Okay, so under the Disney banner, The Mighty Ducks, a TV story, High School Musical, High Fidelity, Ink and Paint, Walt Disney Imagineering docuseries, and ABC Studios docuseries. Under the Star Wars brand, The Mandalorian, The Clone Wars, and Rogue One. Under Marvel, you're getting a TV series on Loki, Winter Soldier and Falcon, and Scarlet Witch. And then under the Pixar banner, you're getting Monsters, Inc. and The Muppets. So does that mean that they're going to pull The Muppets? No, I wouldn't think they're going to pull them off regular TV. And
Muppets have already been canceled off of ABC. They've been long canceled.
Okay. And then that's in addition to all the other regular shows. Now, there is no official word on launch date or pricing. But rumor mill, a very strongly reliable rumor mill, says Disney is going to be less than Netflix, at least at
I wouldn't be surprised.
Initial launch. Now, whether or not that's upped later on, who knows?
My bigger question is going to be, which cell phone provider does Disney link up with?
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the new thing with streaming services, to link up with a cell phone provider and you get thrown in with your cell plan.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. I mean, maybe with everybody streaming more and more on their phone, that actually makes sense, but it just seems weird to me. Okay, so enough about what it might happen. Let's talk about what did happen. We had our double feature movie review.
Yes.
And we had 2 movies this week. We had Badasses on the Bayou and The Babysitter. Both available on Netflix. So thank you, Netflix, for having those fine films for us to look at. We will call them fine films now, and then we will tell you whether they are fine films here in just 1 second. So, which one would we like to do first, Mike?
Babysitter.
Babysitter first. All right, and I'll just start off. I wrote it. Got to write my review this week. Is it wrong of me that I imagine Samara Weaving is a younger Heather Graham? That's all I kept thinking about during this movie, is that B should have been on the set of Boogie Nights. I swear if we see her with Mark Wahlberg at some basketball game after this review, we'll have definitive proof that he listens. You hear that, Mark? We're on to you. Now give us a call in an interview. Do it now. Okay. So this movie is about a kid who's challenged to find out what happens after he goes to bed when the babysitter is there to watch him. In this case, the parents are going through, I believe the term was hotel therapy. Or in other words, a no-kid bang weekend. Now, having had my own crush on the babysitter and twice on the babysitter's daughter, I can tell you I related to this kid very much. Right up to the point where he witnesses her cram knives into some geek's head, so her and her prep friends can drink his blood to perform satanic ritual and get whatever their heart desires. It's at this point he learns that now they have to get his blood to complete the ritual. So our own child star does what anyone would do and calls the cops and then fakes asleep until they arrive. The only problem is his character isn't that good of an actor. And the jig is up, as they say. Now they're on to him, and after a botched arrest by the cops, I start to quickly lose interest in the movie. We've gone from B-grade movie to D-list thriller action flick where the plot is paper thin. You see, I'm not that much for blood and guts, so while the amount of blood and guts is overwhelmingly ambitious, and therefore almost comical, it still doesn't do anything for me. Beyond the obvious horrible death scenes in the movie, we get a small preteen love story and typical adventures of trying to save your own skin while escaping literally bloodthirsty Satanists. If you like blood and guts and B movies, then this is probably right up your alley. But for me as a whole, after the first 15 minutes, it's Snooze Town, USA, and so I'm giving this movie a snore.
So, I was absolutely not looking forward to this movie. I do not like horror movies in general. They just don't do much for me. And so, I knew what was coming because I looked at the description of the movie. And so I just kind of got through the beginning of the movie, just still not looking for it. And then, once the actual horror movie part started, I found myself not hating it as much as I had expected to. Part of that is that there is, as was pointed out to me at the time, as I did not watch this movie alone, there's a strong Home Alone vibe to this movie. And so it becomes less of a slasher movie, jump scare movie type thing to more of a... imagine if you're watching like a Halloween movie or a Friday the 13th movie where some of the characters are actually proactively making good decisions within the plot line. I mean, not good decisions because the writing was terrible, but good decisions and actually doing things to attack back. And because of that, I have to give this movie better than meh. Not much better than meh. I will give this
smirk halfway.
I'll give this a smirk. I do not suggest watching this movie, but it was better than I expected, so I'll give it that credit. But no, don't see this movie. It's a waste of time.
All right, so first thing I noticed as I'm watching this movie is that this chick who's playing B, or the character B, she has a pretty big obsession with hitting folks in the ding-ding. I'm a little concerned about a high school kid that does not want to learn how to drive. I knew one like that. It did not really turn out well for them. All I'm going to say at this point is that I never had a babysitter like that. In fact, I don't think I ever had a babysitter, damn it. Oh, come on. It's puked up guy. Come on, really? What? Does everybody have a Netflix contract except us now? Right now, which is the scene where B is making out with the cheerleader chick. I'm surprised. I was wrong, but I thought for sure that Shaggy was going to give this movie a shnikes. I'd like to know how the victim was talking with two giant Crocodile Dundee knives in his head. Don't work that way. I get spiders being under a house, but tarantulas? I have never heard of a tarantula infestation.
Lavalantulas, maybe, but not tarantulas. A giant firework in the crawl space of your house is not a bad idea in any way, shape, or form. Great advice to kick someone in the ding-ding, unless it's Green Arrow's brother. Pretty sure that's a bad move in any movie. I don't understand at this point why they didn't run out the front door. They were right there. She snuck in, walked right past them. The front door is right there. The two kids both could have ran out the front door. Doesn't make any sense. Pretty graphic when she shot her best friend's head clean off. There's an awful heaping of irony that the ringleader of this whole satanic thing is the only person without a drop of blood on her anywhere until she got a car dropped on her. And that kid's pretty friggin' tough to be able to survive that crash without a seatbelt. I gave this a chuckle. It kind of reminded me in some ways of the Monster Squad in its tone and the way the dialogue went. Not nearly as good as the Monster Squad, which is saying something. It was mildly entertaining, but I'm with Colin. Don't watch it unless you're running out of, unless you really like one of the actors or actresses in this movie. And by that, I don't mean Leslie Bibb because she's in it for about 5 minutes, one of which she's. I will not watch this again.
All right. So, that is, so that was The Babysitter. Next up, Badasses on the Bayou. And I'll just get into myself here. In these reviews, we've seen our share of old guys kick-ass movies. I mean, we watched Undercover Grandpa and The Dependables, just to show you how dedicated to our craft we are. So it's safe to say we've seen this genre before. That being said, prior to doing research for this, I had no idea that we were heading into the final chapter of a movie series without watching the 2 lead-up movies. Had I known that, we probably would have changed our viewing, but here we are. So without knowing the other 2 films, I'm grading this one maybe a bit too harshly, but as a standalone movie. Badasses on the Bayou covers the story of Frank and Bernie, 2 friends, it appears, who live together and help each other out in every way. These 2 retired gentlemen gained internet fame by foiling a bank robbery while getting turned down for a loan to cover Bernie's medical expenses. In fact, it appears that Bernie seems to be the one in worse physical shape than Frank, but that never stops him from delivering a fresh crate of whoop-ass to any punk who dares do wrong in his presence. So these 2, after the bank robbery, are invited to attend a wedding down in Louisiana, and since it's paid for, decide to go for it. Now, as you can expect, things do go awry, and the bride ends up getting kidnapped. Well, Bernie and Frank don't believe the police captain's word that he's doing all he can, and they decide to put themselves on the case. So after a quick costume change, fanny pack included, they go off to bust some heads at the local titty bar. Now, as Mike will probably guess, I think this scene wasn't explored enough. I thought they really needed to spend more time in this establishment, really feel out all the characters in the place and question them hard and long. Really get a feeling for what motivates each one of them until a climax of action can be accomplished. But as it turns out, the scene was over as quickly as it begun. The movie pretty much continues much of the same. The 2 old guys continuing to kick ass and take names, working themselves towards finding the girl. Along the way, we get side storylines regarding a white son to a black family and a father who has turned pacifist after Vietnam. In the end, we get to the predictable, if not inevitable, end of the movie, where everything is wrapped up in a tidy bow, and our heroes set up the next film, this time taking Cleo McDowell of McDowell's fame with them. As far as keeping me engaged, maybe it's because I was hoping they were going to have to re-interview people at the titty bar, but it did hold my attention. However, as far as making me want to watch it again, I can't say that it's on my recommendation or required watching list. Now that said, am I going to watch the 2 movies leading up to this? Yeah, probably. So for getting me interested in the series, I'm going to give this a smile. It was going to get a meh, but the fact that there was not a single instance of I'm too old for this shit made me give it just that little bit more. All right, that's mine. Smile.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Shnikes.
Really?
Yeah, this movie's a Shnikes.
Holy moly, that is amazing.
For me, any time where I get a movie I've never heard of and that is reviewed badly and I watch it, and I am happy that I have watched it, and I think everybody else should watch it too. But by definition, it's a Shnikes movie. The rest of my family loved it too. I was halfway through this movie, and I said, "This movie is already a Shnikes, so this has to not destroy itself in the second half." It's just a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of those movies that Sylvester Stallone's been doing recently, where he gets
The Expendables.
The Expendables. Except that this was more fun. There is a scene in this movie of a plane crash that was just so much fun to watch. It did go for a little too long, maybe, but it was a lot of fun watching that.
A little too long. It was like Peter Griffin fight the chicken. All right, that's how long it was.
Now, you may not have noticed that, but there was a moment in that scene where the plane was obviously not the same plane that it started with. It said, because the plane said Air America, because they used scenes from the movie Air America. Apparently that is a tradition of this 3-film series, is to take action scenes from 80s action movies and stick them in the middle of the movie like they were part of the movie. I had a blast. This movie was a lot of fun. Highly recommended.
All right, so after looking this up on Netflix and realizing that this was the third movie in a series, my very first instinct was to tap out on this one before I even hit play, just out of principle. Have we ever jumped this far into a series without watching the originals? I don't think we have. It does not feel right. But for the sake of the show, I shall continue. Something about Danny Glover yelling, "These nuts!" right there made me glad that I pressed play. But this is how bad I've come to when it comes to reviewing these movies. The rehearsal dinner, big wide open plantation. A pair of 15-inch powered speakers are not going to provide enough sound for that. I'm struggling to. I mean, this is a legit problem here. I'm actually looking like I'm trying to find things to nitpick about movies now. The hell Danny Glover wearing a damn hockey jersey for? And the fanny pack with BDUs is a very bold look, especially since that uniform has more pockets than a pair of Shaggy's jeans. And he don't wear a fanny pack. Now, Shaggy will agree with me. This is how you know that is not a real life strip joint. A single door entrance.
Yeah.
Real joints have a double door, airlock style, so that people can't peek in.
No freebies.
Now, look, I ain't saying this to be mean or body shame or nothing like that, but there ain't no air duct in the world that is going to support a woman the size of Lonnie Love.
Yeah.
And an actual fax machine. I want to know what kind of truck that was that they stole, because, damn it, I want it. No reception after the plane crashes. It must not be an AT&T phone. Those rednecks must have just got off their job of being stormtroopers in a Star Wars movie, because all of those bullets, and none of them could hit those 3 people with a single shot until like the very end. There ain't no way in hell Danny Glover or Danny Trejo is diving behind barrels like that without breaking a hip. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. Okay? If you didn't know from the very beginning, after the kidnapping, that the dude in the wheelchair was in on this, you's dumb as shit. You shot my fanny pack! What are words I never thought would come out of Danny Trejo's mouth, Alex? So I give this one an ear-to-ear smile. It was entertaining. I thought Glover and Trejo were really, really well. They played off each other very well. The characters was well. The story itself was kind of bullshit, a little bit predictable. But hey, I mean, this was fun to watch. It did make me want to go back and watch the first 2. However,
I am implementing a new rule.
Okay.
We have the no subtitles rule. We all agree on.
Yes.
We've got the asylum rule.
Yes. By the way, the no subtitles rule has a English dub exception.
Yes.
So.
And the asylum rule is
we now have this
relaxable.
We now have the sequel rule. If it is not the first in a series, then we do not watch it until the previous ones in the series have been watched.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to agree. When I realized that this was the third in the series, I was kind of ticked off. I was like, really? We're watching movie 3?
I didn't know. I had no idea.
And I don't think Danny Glover is in the first one.
He's not. Only Danny Trejo is in the first one. Then he teams up with Glover in the second one. Because the first one is called Badass, and then the second one is called Badasses, and then this one, Badasses on the Bayou. And then who knows? Maybe they will come out with Badasses in Bangkok. We just don't know.
To answer your question, Mike, that is a international RXT. Apparently, it was discontinued back in 2008.
So let me...
It's a trivia on IMDb for this movie. It's the only reason I knew that.
Is that the RXT or the CXT?
RXT.
That might have been the CXT.
It's very possible.
Because the CXT is the lifted version. However, I do remember this vehicle now when it came into production, and you actually have to have a CDL license to drive it because it has air brakes. So, okay, I guess I won't be getting one.
Well, you can always get a CDL.
Yeah, well, depending on how my career goes. Anyway.
I don't believe there's going to be a fourth movie because it's been too many years since that. And,
yeah, the last one was 2015, so yeah, probably not. But it would be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's time to pick our next movie for the next show. But you have a request for one of them.
We had put the Umbrella
Academy
on the list, and I'm requesting that we just go ahead and do it.
Okay, so it is a series,
and
as with series, we say 3 episodes for a series. Mike, any problems with that?
No. Okay.
I think this is I have had a lot of people asking me about it, so I'm kind of looking forward to reading it. It kind of, to me, seems like Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children type vibe.
Okay.
From what I've seen in the trailers. So, now so now we just have one more to pick. So, Mike, what are we going to today?
33.
17.
Father, please don't be available. Don't feel like
a disgusted look. Well, I tell you what, we could do a different one if you want to wait.
Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
It is a Father of the Year. It's a David Spade film.
Oh, it is basically a David Spade.
This looks like if Joe Dirt was a dad.
Yeah,
that's exactly what this looks like. I truly don't want to watch this. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not sugarcoating this at all. I don't want to watch this.
It could be great.
What?
It could be great. I'm not promising it'll be great. It could be great. Now, I guarantee your chance for greatness is about this big. All right.
Now, I would also like to point out that the next show falls on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, we probably won't do that.
I don't know if that's relevant to this.
I don't know that it matters. All right, so I'll tell you what. I will. Since it's technically a holiday, I'll give you a break. How about number 27?
Might be. I don't know. This might be. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl?
What the hell?
It says it's a Sid and Marty Krofft.
I don't even know.
Starring, you put this on here.
What?
Somebody in that studio put this on here.
I would have guessed one of us put it on. I just don't remember if I did or not.
I don't know this movie.
It's starring two YouTube sensations as the crime-fighting duo.
Oh, it's not me. I didn't do this. I don't hate us this much. Let's see here. Is it what is it on? It's a series. No, we're not doing 2 series.
Yeah, if it's a series.
We're not doing 2 series.
No.
All right, how about...
This is a series, really?
Yeah. According to...
81 minutes.
Okay. Well, according to this, it was an ABC show.
Okay, I will bet you that this on Amazon, it is the series condensed into
a single show?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Oh.
Hold on,
That's going to hurt. I'm looking. Watch trailer. Okay, so this is a 2016 movie version. Almost pooped my pants laughing. Great premise for a TV show. Not even as good as the low-budget 70s TV show.
Okay, so this is a new thing that's based off of the original.
Yeah.
All right, I'm game. It's only 82 minutes. How bad could it be?
Yeah.
All right, so Electra Woman and Dinah Girl become our second pick.
That's probably why I stuck around the list, because I remember I was kind of looking for bad movies on Amazon that were relatively short.
Where have I seen one of these girls before? Boy, I don't know. Oh, okay. So it's the girl from I Heart Food, and somebody else, some other YouTuber. Oh, yeah, boy. Okay, so we're gonna have a lot of details about their previous work history, I'm sure. All right, so those are the 2. So we're going to do Umbrella Academy and Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. You know, maybe I should just find those. Where are those episodes at? What platform is it? Because maybe I want to compare them to the original. It looks like maybe the originals are on YouTube. So, who knows? Maybe I'll watch a couple episodes of the original and then do a comparison.
Well, you enjoy doing that.
Because that's, extra credit for the show.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that said, it is the end of the show, and we want to thank everybody for listening, for tuning in, for subscribing to the show on wherever you're doing it, Apple, iTunes, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, whatever your podcast player of choice is, or if you happen to have tuned in live, we appreciate you watching on YouTube, Facebook, all those things. Don't forget to check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got all those going. Also, you can visit our website, ptrradio.com, where, we have all of our social media contact information for all the hosts. We also keep up to date on our celebrity death pool. We haven't had any recent points awarded, but the score is maintained there. So don't forget to check out to see if you won anything on the celebrity death pool. Prize for that will be going out shortly. So, really, not a whole lot going on for me right now. I have a trivia night on the 6th that I'll be hosting for the Tri-City Library. And that is one of those where if you want to, before or after the game, please feel free to come up and say hi. Other than that, that's the only thing I've got on my calendars. Colin, anything for yours?
Nope.
Okay. Mike, anything on yours?
I may be live streaming on Friday. The drawing for the raffle supporting New Beginnings Animal Rescue will be happening. Night of Shenanigans has been postponed, so that event is not happening. But the raffle by law has to, so I may be live streaming that. But other than that, I got nothing.
All right. So, but don't forget, check us out. Keep us on social media, and you can find out everything. If it's a pop-up event, we'll let you know there. So, with that said, folks, again, right now we're planning to be back on April 1st. But if something happens and we need to reschedule, we'll let you know through the social media channel, so stay tuned there. With that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the Ape Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.